What's up guys, thanks for checking out the video. Today's gonna be a vlog style video. It's gonna be a maintenance update video on this 2004 Subaru Forester XT. I'll be checking and draining the baffled oil catch can on this car, and the volume of oil present in that catch can will give me an idea of how this engine's running. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm Luke, this is the Subaru Only Show. There's definitely a little bit of oil in there. Take a close look at those threads. So snug and tight, but not over tight. Don't get all humid on it. Okay, and before we go any further, I'm going to walk you guys through how I have this baffled catch can system installed on this engine. The first thing is a baffled oil catch can. That's located right here at the front of the engine, right on the passenger side of the radiator. This is a Mishimoto design, and it's one of their smaller baffled oil catch can systems. This baffled oil catch can is actually routed right in line of the factory PCV system. This hose right here on the left side, this is the incoming hose, and this hose under here, this is the outgoing hose. We'll start with that incoming hose. If we follow that incoming hose, it actually runs right up here. I've used one of these factory plastic hose clips to hold them together. It runs up here, and it connects to that metal PCV pipe that bolts to your top mount intercooler. That's a factory pipe. It's actually a connection point for the two PCV hoses that come off your left side and your right side valve covers. So each one of these valve covers comes into this metal pipe. At the end here, they both come into a common port, and it comes down here and runs into this red tube. And this red tube, like we followed a second ago, goes into the intake of the baffled Mishimoto oil catch can. So following it back down, coming around, and then here's the Mishimoto oil catch can. And this hose in the back, that's the exit port. If we follow this hose, it actually goes along here, and over here, it connects to the turbo inlet hose at the factory location. Okay, so that's how this sucker's routed. It's basically in line with the factory system, and I found a nice little spot right here between my radiator and my power steering tank where this oil catch can fits nice and cleanly. Okay, so let's take this sucker out, let's disassemble it, and get an idea of how much oil we've accumulated in it. Okay, now these suckers are actually designed to be unscrewed from the bottom, but because of the way the power steering hoses are routed in this car, I've actually installed this sucker directly on top of that hose. So there's no way to unscrew that bottom half without first taking out that screw and lifting the sucker up a little bit. That's not that hard, it only takes a few seconds. So that's the first step. Remove that screw, lift the unit up a little bit, that way I can screw the bottom half off, and I can take a look at how much oil is accumulated in there. As you can see, it's a Phillips screw on the top, and I've actually got an 8mm nut underneath it. Make sure you don't lose that nut. This is an easy spot to lose one. I'm actually using a nut with a nylock insert. That way, this nut's definitely not going to come off, regardless of how much vibration it sees. Okay, now that I've unmounted the baffle catch can, I can go ahead and unscrew the bottom half. And we can take a look at how much oil is accumulated inside this sucker. I'll rotate this around so you can see better in the light. There's definitely a little bit of oil in there. It's a little bit milky-ish, but there's certainly not much. Now this baffled oil catch can system has only been running on this car for about a month, and I haven't actually driven the car a whole lot, so I'd expect this to be about a normal volume. Based on this volume, I'll continue to check this system about once a month. And then, as time goes on, I might decrease that frequency to once every 3 months or so. But I always like to keep a close eye on anything associated with my oiling system, and this is a good way to do so. So I'll wipe this sucker clean, and I'll screw it back on, and we'll reassemble this baffled oil catch can system. To clean that sucker out, you can just grab any paper towel and clean it out. Don't worry about getting it perfect, the sucker's gonna get oil in it the minute you turn the engine back on. Also, take a close look at those threads. This is the time when you want to inspect those suckers closely. The condition of those threads are really what's going to keep this baffled oil catch can system working efficiently for years to come. Alright, once you've cleaned it, put that sucker back together, and you should be good to go. There should definitely be an O-ring to seal that lower piece to the upper half, so make sure you haven't lost that O-ring while you're doing this maintenance procedure. Another great piece of advice, don't over tighten these suckers. Tighten it hand tight. That O-ring will do its sealing job with just a little bit of tension, and as a matter of fact, cranking this sucker down ultra tight will only damage that O-ring, and that will create a compromise in the seal, and it'll cause the system to fail. So snug and tight, but not over tight. That's what you want to do with this sucker. Don't get all He-Man on it. And then get that sucker lined up and screw that nut back in, and bam, you're good to go. You can now jump back in that driver's seat and have a little bit more confidence because you know that you've checked that Baffled oil catch can and it's in good shape. We are ready to rock and roll. This has been a quick maintenance video on checking the Baffled oil catch can system on this 2004 Subaru Forester XT. Thank you so much for checking out the video, guys. I'm Luke, this is the SubaruONLY show. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comments section. If you like the video, please give it a like. Until next time, guys, later.